Would you say also for you personally, in your own personal journey, like when it comes to your bipolar, like in winter, you have the most struggles?
Yes, that's
Let's talk
definitely
about
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, there is even something described in science about spring mania. So when the
Teach
spring
me more.
comes, people with bipolar very often go manic because it's everything
Coming out, the
coming
weather's
out.
getting
You
better.
feel the energy, you feel the flow,
Yeah.
and
Bless
yeah,
you.
so it's very common
Yeah.
for people with bipolar to go into spring mania. And the winter months definitely push you towards depression.
Right. You sell your art, yeah?
Yeah.
What type? Let the people know, man. What type of art? What type of art do you sell?
Well, all my art is associated with mental health,
Yeah.
and you can find it on my Instagram. And it's about reflection on inner states, I would say, and describing those emotions and everything that is happening inside, and putting it on the canvas or paper. So it's, I would say they are very reflective pieces, and the best way is to have a look, and if you fall in love in one of them, it means this is the art for you.
Yeah. And where could people like? What's the best place for people to go to? To buy the art.
It's the best to contact me via Instagram, and we can then discuss availability and the prices.
Yeah. When a lot of people go through like whatever it is, I feel like sometimes certain people that give them the opportunity or the time to sit down and try to learn about themselves even more, like internally, to dive in their head to figure out whatnot. Do you feel like you definitely know who you are, like internally, like, or yeah, do you feel like you know yourself fully?
I think I do. After all I went through, all the episodes and extreme ones, I kind of seen all my color.
Because like I said, hey, sometimes certain circumstances will literally make you like really go through days or even certain months to just do this and do that to really like try to figure this thing out of like who who am I internally, like, and why this is that and what's that. So my mom always says no human being, she doesn't believe that any human being would ever get to a point where they know themselves fully. She feel like we as human beings we evolve.
We evolve, of course, we evolve, we
Yeah,
change,
change in
we
different ways, and yeah,
exactly, the circumstances change.
literally.
We never know what we will do until we are in the situation. So of course, I would say that the future of me is unknown. Anything can happen, but I think that my condition made me realize certain aspects of me that I didn't know before.
Co-editor of
Yeah.
another book, right?
Yes.
I'm glad I got that one right. What's the name of that book? I,
That book is called Design. The Zine has issues, and it's
I've written it
based.
down. Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry to cut you. I've written it down here, but I didn't want to butcher the name. So
the Zine has issues,
let's talk
and
about
it's
that.
yeah. This is a lovely, lovely book that I wrote with my friend Dave from America.
Dave, I don't know you, Dave, but she just mentioned your name, Dave. Big yourself up. Congratulations on that collaboration with the lovely Choma. But yeah, let's continue talking about the book.
Yeah, the book is about sleep. Yeah, we talked a lot about sleep already. So
Yeah.
that book kind of goes into a science of sleep, a bit of medicine of sleep, and a bit of kind of history, how the sleep was perceived through the times. It's a lovely book, and there are some interviews with, for example, psychologists. There is art in it. We asked some other artists to collaborate, and they kind of send us the pictures or poems about sleep. So it's a kind of excessive position about sleep and mental health. Well, for example, to understand the bipolar and my bipolar in particular, the best position would be to read my latest book, Between the Avalanche and the Ashes.
That's it.
This is a memoir, very intimate, about living, creating, and surviving with bipolar disorder. So it describes, it's chronologically kind of put together. It shows my lows and my highs and what was happening artistically at these times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about triggers.
Triggers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's talk about triggers.
Triggers. Sleep is a trigger. So
talk to us.
few bad nights of sleep can push me into whatever I am closer to. The other trigger is stress. Stress kind of, does a lot of bad to a person. But the person who has psychiatric disorder, stress is really, really, it's important to keep it to minimum. What are the triggers? Just seasons can be triggers. We talked about winter and spring. So the weather itself has big impact on me, for example. Maybe not for every person with bipolar, but for me, definitely. Changes in diet, can also trigger certain things. But I would say that the sleep pattern is the big red flag when it comes to bipolar.
I want you to obviously help me and help other people to put it together as well. Like, that's why I brought up triggers, yeah? So when I was reading something, it said something along the lines of that certain people, not everybody, but certain people who suffer from bipolar as well, sometimes, like, maybe abuse is a big word, but they indulge, sometimes they could also indulge a lot into drugs and alcohol as well. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
The reason why I brought...
Self-medication is called.
Yes.
Yeah, this happens. I wouldn't say that I'm abstinent. I do drink alcohol.
Okay.
But I don't abuse it. But it's very easy to get into that stage when you have psychiatric disorder, because all those extremes, you feel lonely, you feel isolated, you feel misunderstood. This kind of pushes you into finding some remedy to make you feel better.
I understand.
And alcohol, for example, or drugs are those easy avenues that you can take to make yourself feel better, even if it's only temporarily.
I could imagine, because there's a lot of people out there. I even know certain people who I'm close to who used to smoke weed, drink alcohol to numb the pain.
Yes.
To try to, some of them even go addicted to, obviously, like you can imagine, the weed. And I used to have conversations with some of them, and they used to say to me, like, again, no judgment, because again, this is just reality, innit?
Yeah.
Some of them started smoking for so long that they started relying on the weed to help them sleep at night. And some of them couldn't really have a good sleep without that weed or even alcohol. So that's why when I came across this, I found it a little bit fascinating, because I was thinking...
Everything depends how things are used. I would say that if you don't abuse it, then you are safe. But when it becomes a kind of the only raft that keeps you afloat, then it's a problem.
Absolutely. Because what you don't want to do is become dependent on anything, even coffee, even drugs, just anything in life, innit? Another famous quote that all of us have heard, like, too much of anything is not good for you, right?
Exactly.
The big boys, the ones that help us, or some of us, the NHS.
Okay, well, that's a topic, a river topic. We can talk and talk about it. The experience with NHS is a bizarre one. You really...
I don't mean to trigger you, by the way.
It's a lot about luck. If you have luck and you meet a person that is in a profession by capital P, then you are all right. Yeah. But you also meet people who don't really know what they are doing.
Well, and they're just there because they went to university and studied.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you feel like some of us, maybe we might rely a little bit too much on the NHS rather than looking at other alternatives? Like, basically, like what I said earlier, something like along the lines of, like, getting, like, trying to do things like the holistic way, looking at a more of a natural way, and just trying to look at things on a different side. Yeah, do you feel like some of us, we're too accustomed to relying on the NHS a little bit too much? with our...
Maybe in some aspects, but I think the problem is that if those natural remedies would be advised by NHS,
Never.
then it would be more kind of used, and you know, people will know what is healthy, what is not healthy, because there is a lot of scam nowadays everywhere. You know, they advertise things that will work on your focus, on your sleep, on your whatever, but you don't really know how they work. For me, very often I steer away from things like that because I don't have enough knowledge about what it does to your body. And then when you are on the medication and you want to take any supplements, then it's a risk that there will be contradiction in what the drug is doing and what the supplement is doing. So I think that we are, you know, NHS has the easy process of prescribing medication that is man-made, right? Big pharma and stuff like that. They don't look into natural remedies. This is really left to us to discover and to explore. But I think that some of them advisable, some of the supplements that are advertised, for me, they are lacking a bit of science behind it for me to believe that it would work and to know how it works.
Like, you said something interesting there. You said, like, maybe along the lines of the NHS maybe could do more to educate you guys in terms of natural remedies and what to take. But the truth
prevention is better than cure. I believe
absolutely.
There is so many remedies, like let's say garlic, you know, has remedies. Turmeric has certain properties, but we still, you know, if people hear it from the doctor, they are more likely to use it because they will believe that it has something to do with their health. But I don't think NHS has time and money to really explore that. But
they've got the money.
There is a lot of things that could be prevented with natural remedies. I'm not saying huge psychiatric disorders, but, you know, certain, you know, ordinary problems. It's a huge science behind it, and to use it healthily and safely, I would, you know, kind of need to dive into that science. Not only people saying good things about the medication, not medication, but natural remedies, but also the science behind it.
What are some of the things that you like to, you know, like to accomplish for this year?
Well, definitely to exhibit more art, to write more books. I am currently working on a book for children about a little mouse that has spots, and she's unhappy about her appearance, and writes a kind of presentation for the school to stop teasing her. And then other mice stand up and kind of they sign a pact about no teasing in school. So this is something that is brewing on the side. And there are a few more ideas that I have. I'm writing a book about energy in bipolar disorder. So more books to be published, definitely. And I would really love at least one big event when mental health advocates come together and we do some art, music, poetry, and you know, this kind of gathering that we could, you know that we are again together and appreciate everything that we achieve.
You know, end another year with, like you said, all of these mental health advocate people coming together, and, you know, to just fuse and to just have a good, you know, event, and to just have some conversations, to share certain, you know, journeys and stories with the people. And it reminds me of, like, just basically the similar thing that you did last time you linked up with Shoka, right? The same kind of thing where it's like you linked up in the same place. He did his thing, you did your thing, but there was people there as well, obviously, and everybody was just like,
it was a lovely event.
Yeah, man. 2026, and I'm sure we're gonna come back here at the end of last year. I mean, at the end of this year, and you're gonna say, yeah, all of these things we're talking about, you've done them. So I'm just looking forward to you, you know, continue being great, continue. One of my favorite words, continue, you know, manifesting all of these things that you want to happen for this year. And yeah, man, like I said, thank you, man. Thank you for making time for me again on the red chair. And yeah, people, please make sure you go onto her Instagram page. Obviously, I'm always gonna literally like put her Instagram page on every, all of these videos. Make sure you go show her some love. Check out the books, the books she's writing. Support her with the books and also with the poems as well. Just support her, man, because once again, like her mentality, this is keyword, her mentality is amazing. Once again, like it shows you, no matter what you're going through, whatever battles you're battling in your head, like, all of us have bad days, but don't let that, these bad days like define who you are. You get me? Monday might be bad. Tuesday you've got a chance to make it better, right? And
Yeah,
that's what you're
indeed.
showing people, that just because you might have like a bad day or like a bad week, that doesn't define you, man. Rest and continue pursuing whatever you want to pursue, right?
Indeed.
Absolutely, man. Reality Team TV. We're back. We're back. Peace and love, people, yeah? Peace.